Hey everyone, Matt here from Filthy Off-Road Adventures, and today I'm doing our final wrap-up of our Maxxis Razor ATs. As always, thanks to our supporting partners and subscribers for joining us on our Filthy Off-Road Adventures. Alright, so what they are is they're a Maxxis Razor and they're an AT811. Now their size is a 295/70/17 and we've done about 55,000 kilometres. Now I commute, but it's a very small commute, so the majority of our driving has been actually on trips, etc. Ranging from through the outback of Australia, beach driving, trails, mud, all the usual things that you do when you're having fun off-road. So we've got a fairly broad range of experience with these. So what I'm going to go through is I'm going to go through our verdict of what we thought of it. Okay, let's start with the good. Now we've done a lot of outback driving, particularly, like I said, we do a broad range, but we've done a lot of outback. And anyone who knows the Australian outback knows how damn hard it is on tyres. So it's, they've actually held up quite well considering. They've always been a very confident, inspiring tyre. They've had no vagueness to them, even at lower pressures. And they've just, at all time, I've had quite a lot of confidence in the tyre, even under heavy braking when towing on loose surfaces. So that's been a big plus. Now with mud, I've actually been very impressed with how well they've self-cleared in mud. Bit of revs and you'll clear them out quite quickly. So even in even some of the soupiest conditions that we've been in, they've been very, very good in mud. For an all-terrain tyre, you've got to realise it is still an all-terrain tyre. So the self-cleaning is quite good. They will get down and bite in, you know, like I said, even in that thick, soupy mud. So they've been quite good. Now the big one I find is a lot of tyres out there, particularly all-terrains, when you get into like hard wheeling, especially on rock step-ups and things like that, even on rocks, etc., where they're smooth rock, I find a lot of all-terrain tyres really struggle in that situation. They just don't seem to bite in or have a decent soft compound for that. These have been exceptionally good in those slippery rocks, step-ups, all of that type of thing. They've been very good. The other thing too is obviously these side lugs, they obviously, like a lot of these newer all-terrains that are coming out these days, they've got the aggressive sidewalls. These have actually found they actually do bite in. It's surprising how much edge grip you do get on them considering they are an all-terrain. Now sand driving, we do quite a bit of sand driving, so if we're not in the outback, we're traditionally on the beach somewhere. Look, sand driving, they've actually been really good. Pressure them down, they actually work really, they bag up nicely. They're quite a decent footprint for the size tyre they are. And they've always been very good. And honestly, the only time I've been bogged was once. So to actually tell a lie, now I think about it, there's been twice. And one wasn't really a bogging, it was because I didn't let the tyres down. That was on our latest trip in the outback. But actual true bogging down was one time on Stradbroke where I'd gone into a tight section with a camper. We were fully loaded for 4 or 5 day off-grid. So we had as much weight as we normally ever carry. And I just couldn't carry any momentum through this tight section. Look, all I did was drop the tyre pressure a bit more, small dig out, and we're out again. So very, very impressed with them in sand. Okay, so the next one is something that everyone talks about, and that's road noise. I know they're all trains, so they're not a muddy, but they have been exceptionally quiet. They are probably one of the quieter tyres that I've ever had. And even as they've got down in tread, they've worn very evenly, so that their noise is negligible to none. Put it this way, the Jeep is way louder than what the tyres are. So I've been very impressed with the way the tyres have maintained a quieter ride all the way through their tread life. Okay, so look, there's always going to be bad, so let's talk about the bad. Now, after a significant amount of particularly outback driving, the one drawback I'd say is the tyres have chipped quite badly. There's quite a lot of chipping through the tyres and the treads have probably got, realistically, The backs, because we do toe bits, the backs are a bit more worn than the fronts, even though with rotations. I would say they've probably got about probably 10% on the rear, and you've probably got maybe 15, 20 tops on the front. But the coarse chipping of the tread is quite noticeable, particularly in the rear. So that is one thing I have noticed with the tyres. And talking about tread as well, the one thing that is, since day one, it's been quite a frustrating thing, is they hold stones. Not so much in the back as it's worn down, but they definitely hang on to stones, especially in those gravel roads. You'll end up having a tread full of stones, it's just what it is. And then as you're driving at higher speeds, they just start to clear, but you do end up getting quite a lot of sound, like body strikes on the bottom of the car from those stones that are hanging on. So the other thing too is the tread, the actual wear. I've got to say, initially the tread wear was really, really good. I was super impressed. I sort of anticipated we would have got close to 90 to 100,000 out of them. As they wore, the tread wear just seemed to accelerate quite quickly. Admittedly, we were doing a lot more off-road, as in gravel roads, as in outback roads, so that definitely hurts them. But the reality is, even if I push these to the end, I'd probably see 65 tops. So definitely the accelerated wear has been a bit disappointing. So that's probably one of the big negatives for this tyre. So the big question is, would we consider these tyres again? Look, I've thought about this long and hard, and I just have to say no. I like the tyres. I thought they performed very well off-road. I always had a lot of confidence in the tyre. But for a premium product to only give me 55,000 Ks, and let's be generous and say if I rode them all the way down to, well, as much as you'd want to ever take a tyre down to, at say 65,000 Ks at a guess, just not, I don't think they justify the value or the price that they ask. And the fact that their performance, their mileage dropped off so fast, they just wore so fast towards the end. And also too, the amount of splits in the case are a concern as well. Look, I'm on my way now to actually have brand new tyres fitted, and they are not that brand, I can tell you that now for sure. It's pretty exciting because they're actually a brand new model to the world and to the country. The size that we're getting is probably the first set in Australia to be fitted. So it's Thursday today. On Saturday we're going out to the trails to hit it, and I'm hoping to have that video out very quickly so I can give you first impressions of these brand new tyres. I'm hoping they're better than what these ones are anyway. As long as they perform better to start with, that's a win. And I know that the previous model of these tyres had very, very good mileage history. So pretty excited about that. Anyway, like and subscribe, follow us along if this is the sort of content you like. And we've got some pretty cool stuff coming over the next little bit. So see you in the next one. Bye guys.